Hello, and welcome to the first annual Build Comp on our SMP server. Let's jump right into this. The contestants have exactly 1 week to build their one-story house. With these blocks provided, as well as any blocks they can gather with this amount of iron tools from 2 biomes of their choice. They must build their base somewhere on this island. As you can see, some of the contestants have already begun. Here are 2 example houses I provided the contestants before they began building. The second house here is not technically one story, it still has the small and quaint design needed for this building contest. With that, let's meet the contestants. I know I see your name there as Cannabis Dad, but what do you like to go by for the remainder of the build comp?
Are you recording me?
Yes,
I
that was in the contract you signed.
didn't think you're starting.
Oh, we're
What do you want?
starting. All right.
What do you want to call me?
Yeah, what do you want to be known by when you actually win this? You know, you're gonna go down in history.
Can I just go with Alex?
Yeah, yeah, of course you can, man.
Let's go with Alex then.
All right, Alex, it is. This is normally the part where I show you all of Alex's builds and accomplishments on this server. But I forgot where Alex lived, so I went to the base that most resembles Alex's. Yep, here it is. Let's just get a nice 360 view of this whole thing. Elegant, really just revolutionary is the best word I could use. The best part about it is when you're done just looking at it, you can just walk off the edge and end it all. Who do you think is the biggest threat to you winning in this build comp of the 5 contestants, including yourself?
I think Lance has the most. Is he going by Lance?
Oh, he is now.
I think Lance has the most time in Minecraft,
Hmm.
and honestly has probably the most artistic talent, simply because he's made a wooden shield in ceramics. Other than that, I don't know. Brayden's kind of like a what's the term?
A
Black
wild,
sheep.
a wild card.
Yeah. No clue what could happen with Brayden because I don't know his Minecraft knowledge.
Okay, okay.
Austin's been playing the most out of everyone here, I believe, which does worry me a little bit. But most of his things are like logical and kind of farming based, not artistic. So I don't think it's going to pay off for him too much.
And I like that in-depth analysis. What about Brooks though? You named everyone except Brooks so far.
And Nick is kind of another wild card. I don't know what he's done on the server to be able to say yes,
Okay,
he is
okay.
a threat. But at the same time, I cannot can't look away from him.
Let's be real, okay? Do you have what it takes to win?
Uh, I did it first, and then I saw your 2 example houses, and I'm a little worried.
Just a little worried. Okay,
Like
fair enough. Fair enough.
nothing out of here stands out, but it looks really good. So if this is an example, then I know that I've got competition at least.
Okay, okay. Well, I built these, and I'm not playing, so
I
don't
am
feel
aware of
bad.
that, but anyone can copy a house. So if someone takes this design and were to use it, I still think this would score top marks.
Okay, okay.
Not that I think anyone here is going to.
I know you. I just told you about the theming, but do you have any idea what kind of theme you're gonna go for?
I did actually have a couple warm up or kind of
Ooh,
ideas.
okay.
One was like a Clue house, a Clue room. So like the game Clue,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that's kind of why I mentioned Redstone earlier because Clue, someone has to die. There's gonna be bodies.
Oh shit.
Heads are rolling. Speaking of heads,
Yeah.
how do you obtain a head?
Well, first thing you have to get a
Beheading axe.
no. You got to get a supercharged creeper. Minus the dragon head and a wither head, of course, which you can just get.
So probably not gonna happen. Theme. Clue was one of the other one. Postmodern, but that's like a very basic theme.
Okay, okay, okay. All right.
So like just like straight smooth colors, low seams.
Hmm. Okay. Well, do you have anything else you want to say to the camera over there?
Uh, Consent is amazing.
Okay, let's go pick your spot for the building comp. You were the first one. Oh, took the hat off. I really appreciate that. So I've asked everyone this, but you were the second contestant to go through the interview. I interviewed Alex first here. What would you like to be called for the duration of the build comp? By your name there is Courted Lawyer 22. So
Yeah, Brayden works.
I'm here outside of Brayden's only home. Some call it a shit shack, but I call it Brayden's best build yet. And of course, on the outside, you can see his beautiful landscape, these amazing birch trees, such fine art right here. Peek in some cows, and of course, besides the farmland up front, we see the main masterpiece that he is still working on, the Wizard Tower. Of course, instead of finishing this, he is working on the build comp, which I greatly appreciate. But this is Brayden's current setup. I can't wait to see what he does at the build comp. Okay, we're gonna go with Brayden. I see you got a what is that? A link skin?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We're not gonna get into that, but interesting choice. I'm gonna ask you, who do you think is the biggest threat to you winning in this building comp?
I would say my biggest competition would be Lance. I would say Austin, but the only reason I'm going to go Lance is because out of like all the builds I've seen Austin do, I feel like they all sort of go around a similar theme or like kind of like design type thing, and I feel like Lance might have a wider range that he can maybe pull from.
Okay. Tell me the truth, Brayden. Do you
Hmm.
think you have what it takes to win this competition?
Most likely not. I think
Not.
I think it'll
Not.
look cool, and I think I'll get some decent points if what I have in my head turns out well.
Mm.
But unfortunately, I think I have a good theme bonus potentially, but I don't think like, oh, the inside is like super well decorated like the interview room. I don't have much experience with that, so I don't know how well like my interior would end up looking, so that
Okay.
might dock me points.
Okay. I know I just mentioned the theme a little bit ago, but do you have an idea of what kind of theme you're gonna go for?
Yes.
Ooh, do you care
I
to share?
am going to be more of a fantasy slash nature theme.
Is that because you're Link?
Kind of.
Okay.
But also I have a little bit more exposure doing nature type builds than like anything else. So
All right. That was the last question. Anything you want to tell to the camera over there?
um hopefully I don't embarrass myself too much. And good luck to all the other competitors.
Oh my goodness, what a sportsman! Oh my gosh. Okay, well, thank you, Brayden. The last thing we got to do is go pick your building spot. All right, the first thing, you got Ozzy 08 right there. Uh, for the remainder of the build comp, is there something you want to go by? You want to go by Austin, Ozzy, no preference?
You can go Ozzy 08 or Austin, either one.
Austin has arguably the biggest base on the server with his villager outpost and giant house, as well as many small farms along his property. If we go inside, we can see his interior design, as well as basement. A very complex underground railroad system, as well as many farms down below. But we also get to see the nether hub that was handcrafted by Austin himself. He even created a plaza for people to set up their own shops, as well as creating many of the tunnels towards other people's bases. Ozzy or Austin. Okay. Well, for
It's an
both.
important 08.
Any significant meaning there?
Uh, Not to be disclosed at this time.
All right. Okay. Well, tell to me straight. Who do you think is your biggest threat in this build comp?
I think Lance might be my biggest fear here.
That is your biggest fear. Okay. Interesting. Is there any particular reason for that?
I've seen some of the stuff he's made already, and it's a bit intimidating. He's made some really big projects and some medium-sized projects that look really, really detailed.
Okay. Very fair. Very true too. Tell to me straight. Do you have what it takes to win this build comp?
You know, I'm bringing in a lot of experience and some diverse building from this server. I think I definitely have a competing chance here.
Yeah, you're the third person to be interviewed, and I did not ask this next question to anyone yet, and I'm not gonna tell you their answers either. But who do you think they said was their biggest threat?
I think Brooks was probably
Wild card.
on one of theirs. He's got a bit of time to put on the server, and he has some experience building as well.
Hmm.
I think I'm honestly gonna guess one of them said me, not to toot my own horn.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Sheesh. I think I have that disabled. I'm not sure if you just played that
but I
horn or
did.
not.
I
But
definitely did.
oh shit, that would have been. Well, too late now. Okay. Well, that's very fair. You know, I'm not gonna expose what they said, but you got some confidence to say yourself.
But yeah, I'm definitely coming into this pretty confident. I've done a lot of building, done quite a lot of work. Yeah, I think I'm ready for it.
Now, we didn't go over the Discord extra point things, but one of the things is best theme, which is very subjective. Do you have any ideas for a theme for your build?
You know, I mentally have a list of themes that I've been wanting to build or had thoughts about, you know, palettes for designs, but I haven't exactly picked one out yet. So I
No,
definitely
very
have
fair, very
some
fair.
ideas stored away, but I haven't quite gone through my own
You got a whole
mental
week.
filing cabinet.
All right, all right. Anything else you want to say to the camera over there?
You know, if anybody else is putting redstone in their build, watch out.
Oh, oh, warning. All right, well, thank you, Ozzy. Wait, thank you, Austin.
Thank
Good
you.
luck in the build comp.
Oh, trust me, I'm not gonna need it.
Oh my God. BHWSG. For the remainder of the build comp, what would you like to go by?
BAWSG.
All right, BWSG, that is what you'll be referred to, at least by my commentary, of course. The contestants are free to do whatever they want.
Actually, maybe just Bucket Hat Wetsuit Game. Maybe the full abbreviation sounds better. Yeah, let's go for Bucket Hat Wetsuit Gaming.
This is Bucket Hat Wetsuit Gaming's house, but I must give credit where credit is due. This was actually built by our next contestant, and we'll go over it once we get there. But Bucket Hat Wetsuit Gaming did cut out this island. He also made this cactus farm, I think, and here's his starting house. And that, and that, and that, and that, and that. But he did make one thing inside of his house, and that is, well, this crafting room. Yep. As well as this auto sorter that he is working on. Not sure if it's done, but he did make this. But the cream of the crop for Bucket Hat Wetsuit Gaming is inside the Nether. And normally I use free cam, but this is a little adventure. You come out to see these wither skulls, and we turn around. The adventure begins as you run through the Nether. This Egyptian wasteland is full of hidden treasures, but we will skip over those for now and simply run through. This path connects us to the Nether hub, but oh, it is blocked off. The secret entrance on the side here to go up and through into the Nether hub that was created by Ozzy08. Alright, Bucket Hat Wetsuit Gaming it is then. Let's be real, man. Who's your biggest threat in this build competition?
Probably like the government shutting off the power because this is the easiest win of my life.
You're pretty confident.
Yep.
Do you have any reason to back just like why are you so confident? You know
You
your
know,
opponents, right?
if I just layer in a bunch of TNT underneath everyone's houses, and then, you know, when they enter their house, boom, boom, no other competition, and I
Can you
win.
move forward a little bit? When I have my zoom button, you're out of
What, am I
frame.
gonna kiss you?
There you go. Oh, okay, a little back up. Hey,
Oh.
hey, 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 hey. Okay, you're planning on griefing the opponents.
I mean, they're just walking into their house, and you know, I might not even be online, right? Who knows if it's. Why do you call it griefing? What does that really mean?
Well, what is the aim of placing the TNT there?
My house decoration.
Okay, okay. I didn't realize your plot went that far into their property.
Uh, yeah, it's like a pipelines kind of thing.
Hmm. Okay, interesting. I won't elaborate
I
any
would never
further.
cause any mischief towards other players, so that would be me.
Okay. Note that down, cameraman. Good. Anyway, you're pretty confident, so I'd assume you have what it takes to win, right?
Of course,
Of course.
obviously.
Besides the TNT plans, do you have any idea what your theme of your actual build's gonna be?
I believe my plan so far is to just litter as much redstone through the whole house as humanly possible. Maybe make it like a modernized house that's extremely automatic and everything just comes to you at the push of a button.
So you're planning on making quite a complex build then.
Simple for me. Others might say complex.
This is the third day of the build competition where you're finally starting. Is that because you don't even need the extra 2 days, extra 3 days?
Yeah, no reason to give myself that much of an advantage.
Dang. Wow. Well, since you are the fourth person to register and go through the interview process, what do you think or who do you think the other contestants said their biggest threat was?
Feeling like Austin's probably a big threat to other people.
You think they said Austin? You think everyone said Austin?
I'd say for the most part, I'd say the majority of people would say Austin, yeah.
You think anyone said you?
I highly doubt that, to be honest.
Doubt that. Okay. Interesting. All right, well that's it for the day one, this portion. I guess day three for you. Do you have anything you want to tell the camera over there?
You know, see you on the podium.
Let's start things off by hearing what you want to go by for the remainder of the build comp. I see your name there is Arsharlan, but is that what you want to be going by?
I think you can just call me by my nickname, which is Lance.
We're back at this beautiful house that Lance built for Bucket Hat Wetsuit Gaming. Let's get a nice, clean view of the entire outside. And of course, those chests inside are Bucket Hat Wetsuit Gaming's. He has placed them, so don't take that away from Lance's beautiful build here. Most of the interior is still empty, but that does not take away any of the points scored. You can see this stunning house made by Lance as well, but no, this is not where he lives either. This is another build that he did for a friend on the server who is not participating in the build comp. Although, unlike the house for Bucket Hat Wetsuit Gaming, you can clearly see the interior work has much to be desired. Lance, in all of his builds so far, leaves the interior up to the owner. So, what does his build look like? So far, we've seen two beautiful builds made by Lance himself, but they are for other people. Inside this forest, you'll find Lance's home in the size of this beautiful Aztec temple. While it is amazing on the outside, I will say the interior does leave something to be desired. Many of the floors are empty, but it is still a work in progress, and we can't wait to see what he does with the interior here after the build competition. By Lance, okay. That makes things easy. Who do you think is your biggest threat in this
Probably,
building comp?
I would say probably Austin.
Got a reason for that?
I think that he really likes experimenting with a lot of different block palettes, and I know that he's been getting into gradients recently, so he's been getting better at going from one color to another using a variety of blocks. So I'm kind of nervous about that.
Who are you least afraid of? Like, no way they beat you.
I think it would be between probably, I want to say either Brayden or Alex.
Why is that?
One, I haven't seen Alex build at all, so honestly, I'm probably underestimating him. And from what I've seen Brayden building, I think he will be using a lot of kind of almost like a video to help him build and whatnot. I think
Okay.
from what I've seen, he doesn't know how to detail or kind of choose his own block palette without having, video help.
Talk to me straight. You have what it
Mhm.
takes to win this?
I would like to think so. Probably.
Okay, confidence, that's good. Another question for those who came a little bit later. Who do you think? Well, I'm gonna ask you actually a brand new, fresh question. Do you think anyone said that they don't have what it takes to win?
Do I think anybody said that? Uh, no, I don't think anybody has, but I wouldn't be surprised if it has been said, would be my answer.
Okay. All right, last question just for you. Do you think anyone said that you were their biggest competition?
I mean, I sure hope so.
Got any
Um,
guesses? Anyone who might
I've
have said
done a
your
lot
name?
of building on this server, so I would like to think so. And I also have something kind of secretive going on somewhere in the world. But I don't know. I would probably think. Oh man, I would probably think maybe Brooks or Austin.
Brooks or Austin, okay. And lastly, do you have anything else to say to that camera over there? Anything spicy?
Oh man. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm gonna go building for or kind of what I want to go for just yet. I think the idea will hit me once I get a good scan of everybody else and what they're starting to build. Maybe get some inspiration off of your starter houses. Um, I'm gonna try to diverge from my usual modern builds. See if I can go for something a little bit more spicy, but I'm here to win.
After speaking with everyone in this very room, I can already tell it's going to be a crazy competition. With the highest threat level of 3, Lance currently is the man to beat. Besides himself, every contestant except one said he was their biggest competition. The government has the second highest threat level, with only 1 coming from our boy Bucket Hat Wetsuit Gaming. With 0, we see Austin and Bucket Hat Wetsuit Gaming tied, with Brayden and Alex in the rear with -1 threat levels. Will the government steal the show, or will we see Lance, the man to beat, claim his rightful spot on top? Without further ado, let's go see what the contestants have been up to on their first 3 days of building. Let's go. Starting off with our first contestant here, Alex, we can see him laying the foundation for something that looks quite large compared to the other 2 example houses right there behind him. He also was the first to choose his plot of land, and he built very close to those 2 houses. As you can see here, he has already expanded quite a bit, giving some layers and interesting color palette to his build. I'm just doing a sweep around. You can also see out there in his yard some sort of maybe extra fireplace being added. Who knows what he's going to do with that. As we speed up this little go around, we'll eventually get to the next cut where he has added more layers. And there's Aussie 08 looking around, sussing out his opponents here. This fireplace built onto the house seems to be quite larger, and the little extra thing we saw on the side is still there. He also has a what seems to be chimney coming off the top. Not sure what he's going to do there. As we continue along, we see another, well, here we go. Another view of inside of his house. I guess this is the first time inside the house. Not too detailed just yet, but he still has many days to go. We'll eventually get back out here and cut to the last cinematic view of his house as of right now. Scaffolding still laying about a bit more detailed. That fireplace also seems to be a bit changed. As we come back to the front, oh, some terracotta has been placed in there as well. And there it is, Alex's build so far. We then move on to our second contestant, Brayden, who was chosen to build on top of this hill next to the sole birch tree. The first thing on his agenda is to terraform the land into this more flat surface. We then get to see the start of him building what seems to be a log, as well as a dirt shack right next to it. Who knows what he can do with these 2 things combined, but we're about to find out. The log is far more detailed, as you can see, with roots going into the ground. The dirt hut has also gotten an upgrade. As you can see right here in the beginning, there seems to be some sort of door, as well as a sign in Spanish which I cannot speak nor want to try, because I know I will be offending at least one of you. But there it is if you care to look. Let's take a closer look inside this dirt hut. Not much detail yet, but I know he'll be adding it soon. Here is a creeper taking a nice look at the even more detailed log with the roots having been changed slightly. Brayden is currently inside of his build, and oh my goodness, the front of his dirt shack has been upgraded with 2 roses adorning the door, as well as a new floor inside made with what seems to be quartz and blue wool. Who knows how long that's gonna last. You can briefly see the top of that log there has been detailed and added in more blocks, as well as the front of his shack seeming pretty much the same with a slight change. The floor, however, has been altered, as well as the walls feel a little more stone and rustic, as well as a connecting pathway from the log to his house, and the floor in here is quite detailed. Stunning, really. As we go back through, you can see Brayden continuing to work as we get one more look at the outside of his current build. And lastly, as you can see that far detailed stump, we also get to see a new chimney added onto Brayden's little shack, as well as a changed front door area. As you can see, those roses have been changed with flowering azalea, as well as the detail has been slightly altered. You can also see the interior here is far more detailed than it ever has been, but who knows how long Brayden's going to keep that. And finally, back at the log, which has not changed much. Unlike the other two, Austin has done all of his building in one sitting and when I was not on, so we only have this one clean sweep of his build. Although, as you can see, there is a decent amount of gradient work done there on those walls, as well as an interesting interior with that floor made out of smithing tables. I'm quite curious to see where Austin goes with this build. And of course, we can take a look at Bucket Hat Wetsuit Gaming's plot right here. He did join the building comp a little bit later, and as of the time of this recording, this is all he has built so far, but there is a small little tunnel deep in the mountain here. I wonder what he could be planning. In a similar boat, we see Lance, who has designated this as his plot, with half being on the beach here and half still being on the grassy mountain. I wonder what he could be up to here. And finally, here is an overview of the island as we are reaching the halfway point of the building contest. On the left over here, you can see my 2 example houses. And right next to that, you can see Alex's house, still pretty built up, but a lot of work still needs to be done to finish that house up. In the center here, we see Bucket Hat Wetsuit Gaming's plot of land. Who knows what he could be up to right there. On the right, probably the most finished build so far, we see Brayden's little log here with his hobbit hole on the side. I wonder if he'll be adding any more detail to this build. On the right, we can see Lance's plot outlined right here with half in the sand, half in the dirt. And finally, we see Aussie 08's build here with the bottom floor looking pretty done, but still a lot to be desired when it comes to a full house. Who knows what direction he'll be taking it. Lastly, if you guys want to see the second part of this video next week where the judges come in and grade the final builds of each of these contestants, stick around, subscribe, and comment down below what we could have done to improve this building competition. Anyway, I will see you guys next week. Bye!